Hey folks, want to jump on here and shoot a quick solo podcast? This one's going to be on Microsoft. You've most likely heard of it before. If not, that is absolutely okay. That said, let's get into the show. Microsoft is one of the world's largest and most influential technology companies, founded in 1975 by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. It's best known for software, cloud computing, and enterprise technology. What Microsoft does, Microsoft operates across several major areas. Operating systems, Windows powers millions of PCs worldwide. Productivity software, Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. Cloud computing, Microsoft Azure. It's one of the top cloud platforms globally. Hardware, Surface devices, laptops, tablets, gaming, Xbox, consoles, and services like Game Pass. AI and emerging tech, heavy investment in AI, including partnerships with companies like OpenAI. Leadership, CEO Satya Nadella. Since 2014, he's known for shifting Microsoft toward cloud computing and AI. Key facts: headquarters Redmond, Washington, founded in 1975. The stock ticker is, or that says stock here, MSFT. One of the big, quote, big tech, end quote, companies alongside Apple, Google, Amazon, and Meta. Why it matters: Microsoft has shaped modern computing from personal computers with Windows to today's cloud and AI-driven tools used by businesses and individuals worldwide. I think I got that correct, by the way. Satya Nadella. Forgive me if it's wrong, but I think it's correct. We'll go to Gemini.google.com. Microsoft is one of the rare tech titans that has managed to be, quote, everywhere, end quote, for decades. Whether you're a gamer, a corporate professional, or a developer, you're likely touching their ecosystem daily. Here is a high-level snapshot of where the company stands today. Core pillars of the empire: cloud and AI. Azure. This is the current engine room. Azure is the primary competitor to AWS, providing the backbone for much of the internet and enterprise computing. Productivity: Microsoft 365, the evolved version of Office. It's no longer just Word and Excel. It's a massive suite including Teams, SharePoint, and Copilot, their flagship AI assistant. Gaming: Xbox. With the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, Microsoft is now one of the largest gaming publishers in the world, shifting the focus from selling consoles to the, quote, Game Pass, end quote, subscription model. Personal computing: Windows remains the dominant OS for business and gaming, while the Surface line continues to push the boundaries of two-in-one hardware. The AI pivot: Microsoft's massive investment in OpenAI has essentially turned them into an AI-first company. They've integrated, quote, Copilot, end quote, into almost every product they own, aiming to make generative AI a big standard part of how we write documents, code via GitHub, Copilot, and search the web via Bing. Fun fact: Microsoft was founded in 1975 by Bill Gates and Paul Allen, which we already talked about. If you had invested $1,000 at their IPO in 1986, that investment would be worth millions today, depending on how many times you reinvested the dividends. Are you looking for something specific, which we won't get into? That's on Gemini. Let's go to Perplexity. Microsoft Corporation is an American multinational technology company headquartered in Redmond, Washington, founded in 1975, which is the third time it's come up. It's best known for Windows, Microsoft 365, Azure, Xbox, and Copilot. And we can go into a bit about the founders. Could be good. Bill Gates, which most of you may have heard of, is an American businessman, software developer, and philanthropist, best known as the co-founder of Microsoft. Paul Allen was Bill Gates, or Gates's childhood friend, and Microsoft's other co-founder. He was also a businessman, programmer, investor, and later a major philanthropist. Their role at Microsoft: Gates and Allen met at Lakeside School in Seattle and started Microsoft. Four-time 75, Allen played a key early role in the company's technical direction, and Gates became the public face and long-term leader of Microsoft. Later lives: Allen left day-to-day work at Microsoft in 1983 after a Hodgkin lymphoma diagnosis, though he stayed involved as a board member and advisor. Gates later focused heavily on philanthropy through the Gates Foundation, while Allen funded major projects in science, conservation, sports, and space-related ventures. Very interesting. We'll go back to ChatGPT. Here are a few useful. We already talked about their products and ecosystem. Complete clear breakdown of Microsoft across products, money, competitors, AI, history, and gaming. Number one, products and ecosystem. Core software, Windows, backbone of personal computing, Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Microsoft Teams, remote work, and meetings. Outlook, email, and calendar. These dominant business office environment. These dominate, business and office environments worldwide. Cloud, biggest growth engine. Microsoft Azure competes with Amazon, AWS, and Google Cloud. This is Microsoft's most important business today. Huge profits plus growth. Gaming, we talked briefly about Xbox consoles, Game Pass subscription, Netflix-style gaming, major competitor to Sony PlayStation. Hardware, Surface laptops/tablets, premium devices that showcase Windows. Number two, stock and financials. Stock ticker MSFT, one of the most valuable companies in the world. Why investors like Microsoft? Strong recurring revenue, subscriptions plus cloud, enterprise dominance, business customers rarely leave, and there's also massive AI upside. Compared to others, more stable than Amazon, less hardware dependent than Apple, more enterprise focused than Google. Number three, competitors, simple breakdown, area, OS, and devices, Microsoft versus Apple. Area, search and ads, Microsoft versus Google. Area, cloud, Microsoft versus Amazon. Area, gaming, Microsoft versus Sony. Microsoft's advantage, it dominates business software plus cloud simultaneously. Number four, AI strategy, huge deal. Partnership with OpenAI. AI built into Windows, Copilot, Office, AI writing, Excel, analysis, Azure AI for competitors. Microsoft is currently one of the top AI leaders globally. Number five, history, why it became huge. Early era, founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. Key moment, Windows became standard for PCs. Result, near monopoly in PC operating systems. Modern era, turnaround. CEO, we already talked about Satya Nadella. Shifted focus to cloud, Azure, AI subscriptions. This is why Microsoft became even bigger than before. Number six, gaming strategy, Xbox future focus, subscription over hardware. Game Pass equals huge advantage. Owns major studios, e.g. Halo, Call of Duty ecosystem. Strategy, quote, play anywhere, end quote. Console, PC, cloud. Final big picture, Microsoft wins because it controls work, Office, Teams, computers, Windows, cloud, Azure, AI, Copilot plus OpenAI partnership, gaming, Xbox. Few companies are this diverse. Simple summary, safest big tech company, strong enterprise base. Biggest future growth, AI plus cloud. Weak spots, mobile, lost to Apple/Google. One, how Microsoft actually makes money. We talked about this briefly, just a revenue breakdown, simplified. Cloud is their biggest, number one. Microsoft Azure, companies pay monthly to run apps, store data, use AI. This is the main growth engine. Number two, productivity, very stable. Microsoft Office, Microsoft 365 subscriptions, Microsoft Teams, recurring subscriptions equals predictable cash. Number three, personal computing, Windows licenses, Xbox devices, Surface, slower growth, but still massive. Key insight, Microsoft shifted from, quote, sell software once, end quote, to, quote, charge subscription forever, end quote. Number two, Microsoft versus Apple, which is better? Category, core strength, Microsoft software plus cloud, Apple hardware plus ecosystem. Category, revenue style, Microsoft subscriptions, Apple device sales. Category, lock-in, Microsoft business systems, Apple consumer ecosystem. Category, growth driver, Microsoft AI plus cloud, Apple iPhone plus services. Simple way to think, Microsoft equals, quote, run the business world, end quote. Apple equals, quote, owns the consumer lifestyle, end quote. Microsoft, more stable plus diversified. Apple, more brand driven plus consumer dependent. Number three, Azure versus AWS. Cloud war explained simply, the three big players, which we discussed. Microsoft Azure briefly, AWS by Amazon, Google Cloud by Google. Key differences: AWS, Amazon, oldest and most mature, biggest market share, best for startups and developers. Azure, Microsoft, deep integration with Windows plus Office, strong enterprise relationships, best for large companies already using Microsoft. Google Cloud, strong in AI plus data, but smaller market share. Key insight: Azure wins deals because, quote, companies already use Microsoft, so they stay with Microsoft, end quote. Final takeaways: Microsoft's secret weapon, don't know where biggest from there, equals enterprise lock-in plus subscriptions. Biggest opportunity, that's where, equals AI Copilot everywhere. Biggest competition equals AWS and cloud, Apple in devices. Let's go to the one big thing. Before that, there's a really interesting, it says, is Microsoft stock overvalued? Let's go one deeper, most practical high-level insights. The MSFT simple reality, why it might be worth it. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. Another podcast. Dominates cloud with Microsoft Azure, leading in AI via OpenAI partnership. Strong recurring revenue, subscriptions, risks. Stock already priced for AI hype. Slower growth than smaller tech companies. Heavy competition from Amazon and Google. Bottom line, not, quote, cheap, end quote, but considered a high quality long-term stock. Think, quote, steady compounder, end quote, not a quick win. This is on ChatGPT, by the way, not my advice. In case anyone out there is looking to make decisions on their financial future, this is not my advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Number 2, how Microsoft Copilot actually works. AI inside everything, powered by models from OpenAI, built into Microsoft Word, writes documents, Microsoft Excel, analyzes data, Windows, System Assistant, GitHub, Copilot, writes code. Simple explanation: Copilot, AI plus your files plus Microsoft apps. It reads context, documents, emails, data, and helps you act on it. Why? Saves time, huge productivity boost, locks users deeper into Microsoft ecosystem. Number 3, best Microsoft skills to learn. It says high income, but again, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. Number 1, Azure Cloud. Learn Microsoft Azure, high demand. It says strong salaries on ChatGPT. Number 2, data and analytics, Microsoft Excel, advanced, Power BI. Number 3, cyber security, Microsoft security tools, massive global shortage of talent. Number 4, development, .NET, GitHub, cloud apps. Key inside Microsoft skills pay well because businesses depend on Microsoft infrastructure. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is a financial advice. Number 4, is Xbox winning or losing? Xbox strategy shift versus Sony PlayStation area, console sales winner, PlayStation area, subscription, Game Pass winner, Xbox area, long-term strategy winner, Xbox arguably. Microsoft's plan, less focus on console sales, more on subscriptions. Cloud gaming, cross-platform play, big bet, quote, you wouldn't need a console in the future, end quote. Final big picture, the 2026 reality. Microsoft is betting on 3 things. Number 1, cloud. Azure dominates enterprise. Number 2, AI, Copilot everywhere. Number 3, subscriptions, predictable revenue. What this means for you: investing, strong but not cheap. Career, Microsoft skills equals very valuable. Tech trends, Microsoft is central to AI future. Very good. Sure, excuse me. One big thing about Microsoft. We'll finish up with this. If you had to understand just one big thing about Microsoft, it's this: Microsoft runs the world behind the scenes. The simple truth: Microsoft doesn't just make products, it powers how businesses, governments, and organizations operate every day. Why this is such a big deal: most companies rely on Microsoft for Windows, their computers, and Microsoft Office, documents, spreadsheets, emails, Microsoft Teams, communication, Microsoft Azure, servers, data, apps. That's basically the entire digital workforce. The powerful effect, this is the key insight. Once a company uses Microsoft, switching is expensive and difficult. Everything is connected together. Employees are trained on it already, so they stay. One line takeaway: Microsoft wins because it becomes essential infrastructure, not just a product. I think that's very interesting. Now, there is some competitors out there. We talked about Google briefly and Amazon. Yeah, that's fascinating. One line takeaway: Microsoft wins because it becomes essential infrastructure, not just a product. And thanks for listening, folks. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.